Guten Morgen, everyone. Today I am baking baguettes, which is one of my favorite kind of bread. They are fully fermented, ready to be baked, and I also have my deck oven preheated, waiting for the baguettes to arrive. So let's start moving these baguettes from the couche, which is the bed of the baguettes, and I'll need to put them here on the peel. So I put some semolina, or I could use also rice flour or even flour, just to put them here so they don't get stuck to the wood. I have 6, so I'm also going to need this peel too. There. Excellent. And with this other peel, which is like a softball or something, I'm going to move one by one to these peels and then take them to the oven. Of course, later, while they are being baked, I'm going to show you how I did this dough and how I shaped them. But first, let's start there. Baking. This is the most delicate part of the baguettes. Beautiful, fully fermented, ready to go into the oven. Second one, there. Gorgeous. Third. Fourth. Another one. Let me see in comments which is your favorite bread. If it's baguette, or if it's a country loaf, or maybe whole wheat bread, or maybe sandwich loaf. Oh, last one. There. Good. Oh. Always the stitches need to go down. Let me fix this one. There. Good. So, as you can see there, they are not all the same. This is because they are really artisan baguettes. So I put this here. And now it's time to slash them. The slashing of the baguettes, it's like the signature of the baker. It depends on how you slash it, the way that they will end up looking, and every baker has its own signature. So, what I am using is a slam, which is curved. I don't know if you can see this. With this razor blade, which should be really sharp. And I'm going to slash them only using this part of the blade. You don't have to use it like this because otherwise you'll end up breaking the baguette. So you need to use just the point of the blade to start this edge, the sharp edge of the baguette. And the cut should be in the middle, just with a 45 degrees angle. And you make one first cut and the other one starts just in the intersection of the other one. So the cuts are slightly together, but not in the same line. So let's do it fast, and then I go to the oven. I start with this one, like this. Here starts the other one. When this one ends, I start the other one here. The ending of this one there. I do the same here. At the end, I start the other one. Here, the other one, and here another one. There, 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 there. Remember to use always a sharp blade. Otherwise, you'll degas the baguette. There, beautiful. So, slash is done. I hope I really well cut it. Let me see if there's one not that well cut it, so I can slash it a little bit more. And in the oven, I'm going to use a lot of steam, which is going to help us to get some air and, of course, a beautiful crust. So, come with me, and we go straight to the oven. Wow, let's go. Okay, oven preheated. The oven ready, and let's go with the first peel. There they go. Great. Now comes the other one. Whoa, there. Good. And here comes the steam, which is always artisan. There, a lot of steam. I need to put a lot of steam so we can get, I hope so, some kind of ear. There, it's a lot of water. And may the gluten be with. So, let's go back to the lab and I'll show you how to make a dough. So, here I'm back. And let me show you now what is the formula, the baguette formula of today. Here you have it. It is really easy, simple ingredients. Remember, as always, that you can download my app, Gluten Morgan Baker's Percentage, free for Android and iPhone. And then you can upload the recipe and calculate the weight of the dough. There it is. So, let's start with the recipe of today. Today I'll be using this flour. I know that I'm baking baguettes. They're supposed to be from France, but I'm using this excellent Italian flour, which is beautiful and it's more elastic, and that's going to help us to get better holes or bubbles in the crumb of the baguettes. So I'm using this one, Oro from Le Cinque Stagioni. And here I have the ingredients. Some flour, a little bit of whole wheat flour, or you can use also semolina or rice flour or spelt, just white flour, bread flour. Salt, water, and as usual, my sourdough starter, which is super active. Ooh, take a look at this. Incredible. Let me show you. It is really, really active. Remember to use your sourdough starter always active. Really, really active. That's the key to get an excellent bread. Remember that this is yeast. It's not commercial yeast. This is natural yeast that we've made by our own, just mixing water and flour. And if it's not active, it's not going to work. So always refresh your starter before baking, right? Like this. And it should look like this. Incredible. Okay. Let's start with the recipe. Today I am using the autolyzed method, which you already know. I use it most of the time. Sometimes I use my mixer. Sometimes I mix on the counter like I did with my friend. If you haven't seen the video with Richard Bertinet, fighting against the dough and showing who's the boss. But today I'm using autolyzed, which is really, really simple when working with sourdough. You have a lot of time, so when you have time, you can do autolyze, which is just mixing flours like this. The Oro flour goes there. Now the whole wheat flour is just a little bit there. Now I add the sourdough starter, like this. Look how creamy it is. Beautiful. There it goes. And what I'm not adding right now is the salt. I'm going to add it after the autolyze. And now I add the water. There, water goes in. And I start mixing everything. Not kneading, just mixing, getting all the flour wet. That's the secret today for today's recipe. Really, really easy. Mix it like this. And of course, remember, if you want to learn a little bit more about sourdough and sourdough bread, there's my masterclass in sourdough bread that you can check it here in the link for you to access it and start it today if you want. So let me finish mixing this. There was not a lot of work, just to get all the ingredients wet. There we go. Let me see from here how the baguettes looking. I think they're looking great. I'm not seeing nothing. I hope they are baking okay. I hope so. Okay, good. Well, almost mixed everything right there. As you can see, no gluten development. That's the secret of the autolyze. Just mixing and nothing else. No kneading, no nothing. Just take a look at this. Chunks of dough like this, no gluten network, nothing at all. And what I have to do, now I have to wait for around 40 minutes, 1 hour. What I always do is to cover this. Always remember to cover your dough when you're working, so it doesn't get dry. So I cover it and wait till it's fully developed with the autolyze. That takes around for 1 hour, but I already have it here, which is the same dough, like this. This I already mixed, and this one was mixed 1 hour before. And take a look at this. There's no gluten network, nothing at all. And here, take a look at this one. Wow. Excellent gluten network. And see how elastic it is, because I'm using this Italian flour, which has this property. Whoa, beautiful. So now what I need is the last ingredient, salt. Salt goes in, and now I will incorporate it into the dough. But the dough is fully mixed. Just I need to mix the flour, the salt, in the flour, on the dough, and I have it ready. Maybe I can put it here on the counter and do a few slap and folds like this. It's a really easy dough to make. Of course, you can use your mixer, or if you want, you can mix it like Richard does. Great, beautiful dough, mixed. And now, what I have to do is to let it rise. Since we are using sourdough starter, this is going to take more time. I will say around 4 hours. I hope we're 4 minutes. 4 hours at room temperature. So maybe if you're in a colder place, it's going to take more, or you're in a warmer place, it's going to take a little less. But it should be around 4 hours, always if you have started with a sourdough starter active. If it's not active, it's like using non-valid commercial yeast, so it won't work. So the key for fermentation is to start always with a very active sourdough starter. So then we need to cover it and leave it here. Or you can also retard this fermentation in the fridge and use it on the next day. That's going to help a lot. The dough is going to be even more tastier, or the bread is going to be even tastier. So you can leave it here at room temperature and let it there till it rises, doubles in size, or you can take it to the fridge till the next day and then continue working. So this dough should grow, and of course I have it ready here. The container changed, sorry, because I have some more dough, but it's fully fermented, ready. Oh, it smells incredible. Look, all the bubbles that I have here, it's full of air. It's like a mattress, no? I could also, like a pillow, I could sleep on it. So now the dough is ready to be shaped and start making the baguettes that I am already baking. I still have a few minutes, so let me continue and I'll show you how to shape the baguettes. First of all, let me put some semolina or flour, rice flour, whatever I have here on the counter. And with this scraper, I am going to unmold the dough from this container. There. Good. Goes. Great. Always try to keep a rectangular shape if you can, so we can cut or divide the dough into equal pieces. That's important when shaping baguettes. If you start with an uneven dough, it is going to be a little bit more complicated, and you can get baguettes not that perfect. Well, mine are not perfect too, but I try to. So, put some more semolina on top and start dividing them into pieces of 350 grams, which is length like this, which is right for my oven. Maybe if you work with a smaller oven, you should make I think so, around 200 grams, 250. These ones are going to be 350. So let me get this into grams. There. Some semolina. And I don't know. The first piece is always the mystery. Poof. 170. I'm low. So let me put another piece there. There, almost there. Just a little bit more. There, good. So this is the first piece. Let me cut another one. Just a little bit more. And a little bit more there. Good. And this should be then the last one. There. Oop. Great. Go. Sorry, here I have 3 pieces. And start pre-shaping the dough. The baguette is a bread that sometimes you need to be pre-shaped and then you give it the final shape. Because the gluten sometimes gets a little bit stronger or strengthened when you work with it, so it doesn't let you expand or to shape the final shape of the baguette. So the first thing that I do always is to pre-shape the baguette. What I'm going to do is try to make this rectangular. That's why I cut all the pieces and try to keep this rectangular shape. And then what I do is to take the first part and bend it or flip it over to the center of the dough. And then now I take the other side of the dough here. It's going to start getting the shape. And then I flip it again. And then I do the final stitches like this. There. I do the last one. The idea is not to degas it that much. If you don't degas it that much, then you'll get a better crumb. So here is pre-shaped. Now I need to let it rest for a few minutes until I give it the final shape. Let's go with another one. Like this. So I take this here to the center. I do the same with the other side. Again to the center. Flip it over again. There are a lot of ways to shape a baguette. This is not the French way, of course. This is the Gluten Morgan way, which I tried to keep all the gases of the baguette. The French, they push it or they press it that much. I don't like that kind of way, but it's okay too. So now the final is to take this skin from this way and I take it all over to the other side and make final stitches there. There, 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 and there. And this is the baguette pre-shaped. And the last one, always trying to keep this rectangular shape. So I take this side here. Now the other side there. And finally, the stitches. And then there, 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 there. So I have them, the 3 pre-shaped. And now I need to prepare the couche, which is the bed in which they are going to rest until they are ready to be baked. So this is a linen cloth, prepare for this. And I put some semolina on it, like this, so they don't get stuck to the cloth. And now, and some space over here, there, and start giving the dough the final shape. Sometimes you need to wait a little bit longer, sometimes it's faster. Today the dough is really distressed, it's not that strong, so it's going to let me give the final shape really easy. So now that I have the pre-shaped baguette, what I'm going to do is to use both hands and press just a little bit in the center and then move to the edges, going and pressing a little bit harder when reaching the edges so I can make the final edge or the point, I don't know how to say the edge of the baguette. La pointe in French. I hope so. Is that correct? I don't know. Okay, so some semolina here on this side because then I'm going to roll it there. And here I go. Not too much pressure here, just a little bit. And then when you go moving to the edges, then you start doing it harder. And finally, I give the final shape there, and the baguette is ready. Now I move it through this semolina that I left there, and I'm going to put it here in the couche with the stitches upside. So then, as you've seen at the beginning of the video, I flipped it over and put it on the peel with the stitches downside. There, let me bend this here. So I hold the baguette in the couche, and I'll start stretching the last one, the other ones. There we go. Edges. Good. Some semolina there. And I put the stitches outside there. Another one. And I do the last one. There we go again. There. Put the semolina. And put the stitches here. There. So the baguettes are ready. Now what I have to do is to let them sit here, wait for around an hour while I preheat the oven, and they're going to be ready to be baked. So talking about baking, let's see how are the baguettes in the oven going. Let's go. Okay, baguettes ready. Let's take them out of the oven. Ooh, looking beautiful. So they can. Oh, let me see. Ooh, it's so light and so hot. Okay, let me take them out of the oven. And here I'm back. Wow. There's the this part. Incredible. Looking beautiful, nice golden color. Super light. Take a look at this. Woo! It's hot, but it's beautiful. Let's hear it. Oh, it's hot. Wait. I can't wait to open them. I know they're still warm. No, not warm. Hot. But I need to open one right now. This is my favorite bread. Did I tell you that? Yes, I know, but it's my favorite bread. Okay. Let's cut one open right now. Oh, it's hot. Listen to this. Wow. Voila. Oh, it's hot. Oh, beautiful. Oh. So, I told you that my shaping method, maybe it's not the Frenchest one or the best one in the world, but what I'm looking for is for this. Not to degas the baguette and get this beautiful open crumb baguette and light. Of course, really light. That's the secret. And another thing of the baguette is what I'm looking for is to get most of the crust and not that much crumb. So the best part of the baguette is always a crispy crust like this and not too much crumb. Are you a crumb fan or a crust fan? I'm a crust fan. So now for the final test, I have some butter and a question. Which side do you like the most, the top or the bottom? I'm more on the top side. So let me cut it. Slice. Like that sounds. Some butter. This is non-salt butter, so I'm going to add, the melts on the bread. So I'm going to put some, okay, here's some flakes, salt flakes from the Patagonia, and then dab the video like this. The best part. I could eat this the whole day. The crust is really, really thin. It's really, really thin, Let me show it to you. Look at the crust. It's really, really thin. That's the secret. So you can do this. Wow. And the crumb, open, pure air. Oh, it's excellent. So I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I did. It is easy to do baguettes. It's not that complicated. It's not that easy, but it's not that complicated. So I hope you have enjoyed this new video. Hope you can bake these beautiful baguettes too. And let me in comments what they think about this new recipe. And see you on the next video.